I love to learn, and as I learn things that I'm just so amazed about and that like benefits my life, I think there are others out there who could really use the same information because it's just so amazing. Okay, so I've been sitting here for the past hour learning about probiotics. Don't stop yet. Probiotics, if you don't know about probiotics, and if you have never taken probiotics and you don't even know what a probiotic is or why you would even want to put anything like that into your body, you want to hear this because oh my gosh, I just have learned so much. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my own personal backstory with probiotics. So in 2017, I had a complete total hysterectomy. And at that time, my body completely changed. Like I lost a lot of weight and I had a really hard time with food and with eating, and I would catch everything that was going around. And I ended up being put on antibiotics. Like for years, I was constantly put on antibiotics for all these different things that I would catch. Just so many things. I cannot even begin to tell you how many times I have been on antibiotics, over the past few years since that time. So, I didn't really understand or know what was going on within my system. And so I would just always be told to take probiotics. After you take antibiotics, you want to take probiotics. So I would just go to CVS and I would get what probiotics were on the shelf, and that's what I would take. And then I would get back on antibiotics, and I would just struggle. I would struggle with so many things that I have just learned about. It's because of my gut, because I just didn't have the understanding and the knowledge that I have today of what was going on with me. So get ready, because there's just so much information that I have that I want to share with you, and it's so amazing. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I want to give you everything that I have just learned. So probiotics are live beneficial bacteria. And that sounds like, ooh, I don't want to put bacteria in my body, but our body needs good, healthy bacteria. They love our body and they help our body to function and to do all the things that we want them to do. So probiotics are live beneficial bacteria that help populate your gut microbiome, which is the vast community of microbes living mostly in your intestines. These good bugs are essential for your whole body health. So why are probiotics so important? Okay, so I've got like a bunch of different things, like why probiotics are so important for our body. First of all, the thing that like most people know about is gut health and digestion. So probiotics, they break down food, absorb nutrients, and produce enzymes like lactase for digesting dairy. They reduce bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and symptoms of IBS. So if you struggle with all of those things, you might need a good probiotic. Immune function. 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. So if you struggle with your immune system and you're constantly catching things, it could be your gut. Probiotics train immune cells to respond wisely, not overreact or underreact, which causes all the autoimmunity diseases and chronic illnesses. So if you're struggling with all that kind of stuff, you might want to focus on your gut. Mental health and mood. Probiotics produce neurotransmitters like serotonin. Over 90% is made in the gut. They calm the nervous system, ease anxiety and depression, and reduce brain fog. That's what all these little bacteria are doing in our bodies. So candida and yeast control. I know there's a lot of women out there who struggle with yeast infections, and it's not always vaginal yeast infections. Sometimes it's systemic yeast infections. And so sometimes we don't even know, because we don't get the vaginal symptoms, but we can still have candida within our body. So healthy gut flora competes with and suppresses candida overgrowth and other harmful fungi. They produce acids like lactic acid that keeps yeast in check. So if you struggle with yeast infections, then you may need a probiotic. Inflammation reduction. A balanced microbiome lowers systemic inflammation, which is key for neuropathy, skin, joints, brain, etc. They also help heal the gut lining, reducing leaky gut and its cascade of effects. Detox and skin and hormones. Like, these are things that I never realized. I thought that that probiotics were just like for your gut, for just candida yeast and stuff like that. So it can help probiotics support liver detox pathways and clear out excess estrogens and toxins. Our foods nowadays have a lot of estrogen in it, and so probiotics will help to clear out all that excess estrogen. A healthy gut often leads to clearer skin and more balanced hormones. I also learned that you want to choose high quality multi-strains, especially, okay, I'm going to tear these words up because y'all know me with pronouncing stuff. Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium species. So those are the ones that whenever you go to get a probiotic, they usually have those specific ones in there. Now, there are foods that you can also eat that will help, that have, the probiotic in them, and prebiotic, which just is good, healthy bacteria for our gut. So you can eat yogurt, make sure that your yogurt has live, active bacteria in it. Kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, tempeh, apple cider vinegar, and kombucha with low sugar. Some of them out on the market, they have high sugar count, so you just gotta make sure you get low sugar. But those are some of the foods that, if you're struggling with your gut, it can help to bring balance back to you. So you especially need extra probiotics if you have taken antibiotics, steroids, birth control, or NSAIDs, because all of those things tear up the gut. If you eat a high sugar or a highly processed diet, you may want to get some probiotics to help your gut. I mean, the thing about it though, like, if you're constantly eating this way, there may not be anything, like, you may not be able to take enough probiotics to help to counterbalance eating such unhealthy foods. I mean, if we're constantly eating sugar, we're just feeding the bad bacteria and the candida and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that sugar is bad, it's just sometimes the amounts that we eat. And whenever we have that issue, we crave sugar. We want sugar. I mean, I've lived it. I've been there. I'm in it. Like, I will have times where I just crave sugar. And I think of these little bacteria that are just in there just wanting, they want the sugar and not me. So if you're healing from candida, leaky gut, or chronic stress, you might need a probiotic. If you experience frequent infections, mood swings, or gut symptoms, all these things, good bacteria can get wiped out, and the opportunistic ones like candida can take over, and they're just going to, the balance of the bad bacteria that's keeping us sick and inflamed and in pain and our joints hurting and moody and craving sweets and all that kind of stuff. That's what those do. And so we've got to put in the good bacteria to grow and to fight off where the bad bacteria will, not be as overpopulated. We want to overpopulate our stomach with good bacteria so that we can have all the benefits that I'm about to tell you all about. So reintroducing probiotics is a way of reclaiming your inner terrain. We have a choice. We can choose to put things into our body that's going to help our body to heal and to recover from all the things that we do really unconsciously. Sometimes we just don't know. We just grow up eating a certain way and just being a certain way, and we go to events and we go to parties and we're bringing all the sweets and we're bringing the candy and the treats and just all that kind of stuff, and we don't know what we're doing to our body. And then we're wondering, why am I so foggy brained? Why am I so moody? Why am I craving all of these things? Why do I keep getting all these infections? Why am I sick all the time? It's like we wonder what's going on, and it's really quite simple. Whenever you learn about this stuff, it's really quite simple. And we have tools that we can use to get our body back in sync and working for us and not against us. So probiotics are communicators between the gut and the brain. This stuff is fascinating. Whenever as I started learning about this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. Your gut and your brain are in constant conversation through your vagus nerve. So your vagus, however you say that, your vagus nerve runs, in your neck area, and I don't know exactly the science and all that, but I just know that the vagus, whatever. So your gut and your brain are in constant conversation through this nerve. Probiotics help to regulate this line of communication. What? They produce GABA, which calms your nervous system. Are you always nervous? Do you feel like you're constantly on edge? Probiotics, they help to calm your nervous system. They influence dopamine, motivation, and reward cycles. They modulate your stress response and cortisol levels. If you are living in constant stress and chaos, and you're just constantly putting out fires, and you're constantly go, and you're just in stress and fight and flight, your cortisol is high, and it's just too much. And so probiotics, so many people are getting on all these medications for anxiety, and what if all we need is just a really good probiotic to help our gut? I'm not dismissing mental health. I've been on all of it, so I get all of it, but I wish that I had understood these things. So they modulate your stress response and cortisol levels. They play a role. Okay, this is interesting. They play a role in trauma healing, especially if you've had a hypervigilant nervous system for years. So, I talk a lot about trauma and a lot of stuff in my podcasts and all that kind of stuff. And if you are constantly in that fight, flight, and your nervous system is constantly activated, I mean, for years, probiotics play a role in helping to calm that. That is so amazing to me. So there's also certain strains of probiotics that improve your insulin sensitivity, reduce sugar cravings, and support weight balance and reduce inflammation in fat cells. This is something that's very interesting that I did not know. They can help you to breathe easier. Studies show that probiotics can help reduce asthma, allergies, and respiratory infections. Why? Good question. Because they modulate immune reactions and strengthen mucosal barriers, including the lungs and sinuses. If you are prone to congestion or sinus stuff, this is gold. Probiotics. I mean, why not give it a try? So for women's health specifically, probiotics can help maintain healthy vaginal pH, preventing yeast infections and BV. It can help to reduce urinary tract infections. So if you deal with UTIs all the time, you might need a probiotic. It can support fertility and hormone balance. So strains like, okay, I'm gonna tear this up, Lactobacillus rhamnosus is especially supportive for vaginal and urinary health. So this was something that my chat GPT gave me a little bit of information about that I thought that I resonated with, and I was like, I really like this. So energetically and symbolically, I'm all about, I love symbolism, and I love like the energetics of things. So probiotics represent inner harmony. I mean, truly, if you think about it. They are a return to right relationship inside your own body, where life flows, organisms collaborate, and there's balance instead of war. Because what's happening is whenever we have those bad bacteria overpopulating our inside, I mean, we're at war inside our system. If you've lived for years trying to please everyone, manage chaos, or suppress your truth, your inner ecology may have mirrored that. Bringing in probiotics is like saying yes to inner peace, to a system that supports itself, and to nourishment that works from the inside out. So, probiotics are so important. Like, truly, if you struggle with any of those things, you might need a probiotic. I've been on many probiotics through the years, so many different ones, and I have recently begun using a new probiotic. I feel like the ones that I have used have not been as beneficial as I have wanted them to be, and so I'm really liking this new one that I've been using, and it's almost like a treat. Like, it's so crazy. I look forward to taking my probiotic. Like, I don't forget it. I can't wait to take it. So I'm gonna tell y'all about this specific one and the strains that they have put into this. I looked up every single strain that is on this box. There's 12 different ones, and I am so blown away by the choice of strains that they have chosen for this specific, it's called Connection. So I'm gonna totally screw up all these names, but I'm gonna give you the name so that you can look it up yourself, and you can like look at the box or whatever. But inside this box, so there's a total CFU of 10 billion. So there's a therapeutic, that's a therapeutic daily support dose. There's inulin in it, which is a prebiotic which feeds the good bacteria. So I don't even know if I should pronounce these because there's, bacteria, the names of bacteria are very strange. It's like, who came up with that? So there's one, it's called Pediococcus acidilactici. KABP 021. Okay, so this is a highly resilient one. It survives heat and stomach acid well. It supports immune modulation and gut balance. It's helpful in combating pathogenic bacteria and inflammation. That's what that one little bacteria does inside our body when we take it. So the next one is Lactoplantibacillus plantarum, KABP, and a few different numbers. Okay, this is a superstar strain. It seals a leaky gut by strengthening intestinal walls. It reduces bloating, gas, and IBS symptoms. It improves mood, reduces cortisol, and calms anxiety. It's antifungal and helps to combat candida. It's also one of the most studied mood support strains. And it also helps to improve memory. All that in a little bacteria that gets out inside our body, and it can help us in those ways. So the next one, I'm not gonna pronounce these. The next one is a robust strain for digestive regularity. It improves nutrient absorption. So if you have a difficult time, like with your vitamins and your minerals and your gut absorbing, it can help with that. It supports immune function and allergy reduction. The next one is excellent for reducing inflammation. It's inhibiting candida and pathogenic bacteria. It supports skin health and metabolism, especially in children and women. So then the next one is the fifth bacteria that they put in here is a powerful brain gut modulator. It produces GABA and it calms the nervous system. It helps with mood, stress, memory, and even depression. It supports immune tolerance, especially if you have sensitivities. Now, I'm not saying that this product does that. I'm saying that the bacteria that they are putting into this product, that's what the science is saying it does for us. So they're putting all of these different bacteria strains inside this one thing. So the next one is the Lactobacillus acidophilus. This is the classic gut-friendly strain that if you go to any store, if you buy a probiotic, this is most likely going to be in it. This fights candida and harmful microbes. It promotes vaginal health and it supports digestion of dairy. The next one is another Lactobacillus brevis. This one enhances gut barrier integrity and supports mood balance through GABA. It reduces inflammation in the gut and joints, and it supports relaxation and emotional grounding. So I like that, to know that like it supports relaxation within our body. The next one is another word. It strengthens immune function. It helps to modulate allergic response. It aids in restoring microbiome after antibiotics. So again, if you take antibiotics, you really need to get a good probiotic. Then the next one is one of the top strains for candida control. It's powerful for women's vaginal and urinary tract health. It's excellent for calming the nervous system and supporting emotional resilience. It reduces stress and it reduces stress-induced anxiety and depression. That is what that bacteria does. That is so crazy that there's bacteria that can help us to reduce stress-induced anxiety and depression. It's just amazing to me the way we can put good things into our body to help us, that's going to heal our body and not hurt us more. So then the last one that they put in here is Streptococcus thermophilus. It supports lactose digestion, it encourages a healthy gut lining, and it works synergistically with other strains to build robust microbiome diversity, which that is so important, to have many different types of bacteria in our system, you know, doing all of these different things to help us. Our gut and our brain, like, it all works together. And all these little bacteria, we need it. We need good ones within us. And so if you're doing all those things that, you know, the sugar and the processed foods and the NSAIDs and antibiotics and just all the list of stuff that I had talked about, you might want to find a good probiotic. I'm liking this one. I can't wait to take this one, which is really crazy. If you're struggling with your gut and you need something good, this is one. It comes with 15 in it because it's really good. You only need it every other day. Now, if you have gut issues and you need to get it in balance, then they do recommend to take one every day for a month until your system gets regular, and then you go to every other day. I can't wait to take mine every other day because it is like candy. It's like a pixie stick. I'll show you. It's just a little powder that it's a very light powder. I don't know if you'll be able to see. That comes out. A very light powder. I'm not going to put it in my mouth at the moment because it sucks up all my moisture and then I won't be able to talk. But it's just very good. It's very flavorful. It's got those 12 different strains of bacteria that we need for our body to be healthy. It's amazing the science that has gone into these products, these supplements that I've been trying this month. I've been very impressed. I've been on supplements for years and I haven't found anything that has helped me to feel as well as I have. I mean, I'm coming from like a lot of stress, a lot of going and doing, and our bodies, we just need the extra support, especially as we're getting older. I'm now 51, and you know, I had a complete full hysterectomy, and so I need the support for my body to be as healthy and as well as it could possibly be, especially knowing that it helps with cortisol and it helps with just all the different things that I've talked about. So if you are interested, I can help you get these if you want, and if not these, find you a good probiotic that you can use and get started on taking probiotics. Make the choice to take care of yourself, because we are the only one who can take care of us. No one else is going to take care of us the way that we can take care of ourselves. And so it's just important, and it's important to use good quality products. And I'm just starting with these, and so far so good. I really do like them. I know there's a lot of great stuff out there. It's just finding what works for you, what works for your life, what works for your lifestyle, what works for your budget, just all of it. So these are working for me, and I just wanted to share. I wanted to share the product, and also wanted to share just information about probiotics, because they truly are important and they can be life-changing for you. So check it out. If you have any questions, just let me know. I love to learn. I love to seek more knowledge. If there's something that like you're like, I don't know about that, let me know, because I'm learning and we can like learn together. I love it.